You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, NBC and Peacock soap opera fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got your Days of Our Lives 2-week ahead spoilers. These are all the official spoilers for the week of April 17th through 28th, 2023. And while they are off the network Nielsen system now because they are streaming, no doubt they are still gearing up for a big May sweeps, and May sweeps kicks off April 28th. So these 2 weeks of plots are building up to the big action for May sweeps. Let's dig into what you're going to see. The first thing is Megan Hathaway is in Statesville, and she and her wicked sister Kristen DiMera are pondering a prison break. Megan says there's no telling what they could accomplish, and it definitely seems like Kristen wouldn't mind getting out of there and maybe snatching Rachel and taking off like she tried to do before. We'll also see Patch and Kayla trying to get Bo Brady to snap out of it, but he's still in this Kyriakis mindset. Also next week, we're going to see all the fallout from the biscuit debauchery. Although a bunch of people ate the naughty drugged biscuits, only one couple actually did the deed, and that was Eric Brady and Nicole Walker. But strangely and interestingly, Sloane Peterson recognized that they were both hopped up on something, and she saw what happened with Rafe Hernandez and the biscuits, so she might actually let this incident slide, especially since they were technically on a break, if we're using the Friends excuse, because he was thrown out of her place. She told him, take your crap, get out, and then she said, actually, I'll just send it to you. So she had technically dumped him. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out, but things look really bad. Then we're also going to see Chad and Stephanie in Greece, and they are going to be face-to-face with Thomas Banks, who is threatening them. In case you were wondering, will it be Stacey Hyduck or Eileen Davidson? This is a big week because we have both Stacey Hyduck and Eileen Davidson in scenes. Eileen shows up to play Thomas, and Chad gets the best of the Banks quadruplet's most violent sibling when he throws a hanky at him and makes a grab for the gun, but it'll be Stacey playing Kristen. So it's kind of fun to have both those actresses doing different roles. And we were wondering, because Stacey has never played Thomas, so we were curious if they would have her play that role since she has played Sister Mary Mora before. But nope, it is going to be Eileen back, and she's the only one who's ever played it. And she last played him on Days of Our Lives Beyond Salem, Chapter 2. We are also going to see Xander and Chloe getting together for a darts rematch, but then Chloe puts a dart right into one of Xander's hunky pecs, and they have to wind up making a visit to the hospital. The big question we're wondering is, after Xander kissed Chloe and she called him a pig, she must not be that mad, right? Because she's playing darts with him again and then takes him to the hospital when she wounds him. We have to wonder, though, is she going to kiss him and make it better? This romance is looking more interesting all the time. We're also going to see Eric and Sloane playing nice, so maybe she lets it slide that he banged his ex. And we're going to see Lee spending time talking to Gabby. It looks like he might have finally realized he just needs to let her go. And it was nice to see that he didn't bed her while she thought he was Stefan. He had some qualms, and he stepped back from this, so that was nice. We're also going to see Jada investigating the drugged biscuit incident, but the main thing is that Jada needs to be looking closer to home, because we of course know that Talia Hunter did this, but the big question is why? The most obvious answer is it seems like she's trying to ruin Chanel Dupree's business. But why? There's obviously a backstory there, because she has a medical degree, but then she came to town and tried to get a job at a bakery. She got the job. She drugged the biscuits. It's very clear this was all intentional, but we still don't know the backstory. Chanel, meanwhile, keeps insisting that Sloane must have done it, but the culprit is right under her nose, and she doesn't see it. Later in the week, we're going to see Stefan and Gabby officially reunited with Lee out of the way and the shares off the table. They can be together, and that's very exciting. And Nicole comes clean to Anna. No doubt she's going to tell her that she bedded her ex-husband while she was hopped up on pastries. And EJ goes looking for advice from his big brother Tony. So we wonder how long until EJ finds out that Nicole was in his bed, because while Sloane's being understanding, EJ DiMera might not be understanding at all. We're also going to see Roman getting some info that rocks his world late the week of April 17th through 21st. Hopefully he gets word from Kate because we still suspect she's alive. And we're seeing Hope on track to find Bo. But the big obstacle is going to be Harris Michaels, because Harris actually makes it to the farm first and he has a run-in with Bo. So they are face to face. And these two men had both been under Megan's control for a while. And it turns out that Bo Brady is going to ask Harris to not tell Hope that he is alive. That's a big problem because Harris is trying to be this reformed guy who is done with the brainwashing and everything, and he's really falling for Hope. So it's kind of a balancing act, because if he doesn't tell her, then he gets to keep her. And if he does tell her, he might lose her forever. But if he doesn't tell her, he could also lose her forever because eventually she will find out. So Harris is in a bit of a conundrum. There is a whole lot going on. We're also going to see Andrew Donovan next week telling John Black and Marlena Evans that Bo is alive and he is the one who kidnapped Kayla. Then in the second week on Days of Our Lives, which is April 24th through 28th, we're going to see Leo Stark grilling Chanel and Johnny DiMera. Did he get some information about the proposal? Did he maybe snap a photo of it? Because things definitely look bad for Johnny's chance to have any romance with Wendy after he suggested that they could still go on a date after he married Chanel. So it's going to be interesting if the drugged biscuit explanation is going to get him any leeway with Wendy Shim. It may not, because Wendy has a date in the second week with Tripp Dalton. It looks like he's back from Seattle, so that must mean his brother Joey Johnson is doing better. And they're out for dinner, but then their evening out takes a twist. So we have to wonder if someone crashes it. Does Johnny show up and try to make a spectacle to make things up with her? We will just have to see how that goes. We are also going to see in week 2, Brady Black talking to his brother Eric Brady. It sounds like they need to have a talk about women. Brady really wants to be with Chloe, but Rachel is a big problem, and this hatred that Rachel has for Chloe is of course all down to her wicked mother Kristen, who was using her as a tool to keep Chloe apart from Brady. And now things have gotten really bad because Chloe actually said she hated Rachel, and Xander is siding with Chloe. And you have to imagine that Eric is going to hear that Xander kissed Chloe because Gwen is going to come back and tell Leo, and Leo might publish it in The Spectator in his Lady Whistleblower column. So we'll have to wait and see, but it could be that Brady is just asking Eric, should I keep trying? Should I just give up? Because the bottom line is, as Xander pointed out, Brady has a kid with a psychopath, and she is never going to sit quietly aside while he moves on with anybody, least of all Chloe Lane. For me personally, I'm enjoying the dynamic of Xander and Chloe, and I think that could be a whole lot of fun if they actually let them pursue it. Click that subscribe button below so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives spoilers, updates, recaps, or other news for your favorite Peacock and NBC soap opera.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.